Hello! How you guys doing? Alright. It feels like I really haven't been on in a while. A long while. I mean, I know I missed Saturday, but, you know. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm not too sure what I'm going to work on tonight. I'm going to figure it out. I have an idea. And, you know, I have an idea of what I want to do. But there's a good chance that's going to change tonight, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, how's everyone's day going? How's everyone's weekend? I came down with, I guess, the con flu after last Thursday, after that stream. So when I woke up on Friday, I was not having it. I was not feeling too good at all. So it's still kind of clearing up, but you can probably hear it. But I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Impromptu. Well, I mean, it's like planned impromptuness, I guess. I don't know. It's not exactly. Well, yeah, it's planned. It's not unplanned or whatever. So someone had mentioned Thursday, I think it was. Instead of just having the bricks like disappear, having some sort of effect animation thing. So I think I'm gonna start with seeing how feasible that is. I thought of like 2 or 3 different things that I could do with that. Yeah, so one of them was when a brick is destroyed, like have like little particles kind of poof away, like explode away from the center. I figured that's doable, you know, like 2 or 4 sprites taking care of that. But I also thought, so there's some bricks eventually anyway, that's gonna need some bricks. Where's my maps? Main boards. Blinking. Yeah, so I don't know about like, do you mean like blinking between colors? Oh, I haven't said hi to anybody yet. A squared, Ace, Arosis, and Mouse. How you guys doing? Do you mean like blinking the brick into and out of existence? Because I thought about that too, and that should be possible. Relatively easily, kind of, sorta. Using sprites anyway, to overlay on top of the background tile before I actually get rid of the thing. Anything with the sprites, by the way, wouldn't require any more processing during the NMI, whereas any modifying the background will. No. In and out of existence, right? So yeah, so these health tiles, they by default they're like what, 1 health or whatever. Where's the I thought I had it on this. I don't have it out on I never added the custom properties stuff. Okay, I might want to do that tonight too. So remember how I said Agent APM, how you doing? How I said health will be a map specific thing, as well as what's it? Gravity or whatever. Those aren't implemented yet, so it might be a good idea to go ahead and implement those. Let's see. Tile properties. Oh, that's just getting all the property list stuff. Game maps. This is, I think, the actual structure that I'm going to be using, that I use to write out the assembly. This is my map conversion program here. Basically, if I add some stuff in, add functionality somewhere in the map format itself, I need to be able to read it and then write it out to assembly. And this is what does that. This structure, anyway. That's a VCS. This is the NES. Akamaffin, I'm not sure yet. We might start with getting some of the map-specific, properties implemented. Like, I remember saying before that, you know, things like gravity will be map-specific, but those aren't in the map format yet. So those need to go in the map format. I might start with that. I might start with that because that seems, I don't know, easier than the other stuff for now. No, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I have okay. Start health percentage. Wait a minute. Are they like maps? Channel boards. No, I didn't want that. I want the meta tiles? Visual Studio. No. Go away. There we go. All right. Yeah, so for the health, it's not gonna... The initial value is gonna be a per map thing, but, new level of NES coding here. You're right, in Visual Studio. Not doing that. The implementation of implementing further implementations to the existing implementation. Exactly. Yeah, so when the map is drawn, it's given its health value that's the same across all health tiles in the map, but they still have their own individual health value once they're loaded. TSX file? Yeah, that's probably a TypeScript file. Better open Visual Studio. Yeah, right. That's a tile set, right? That's what that means, right? New, yeah, it's a tile set. I don't know. But yeah, so I guess, is this like used anywhere? Is this properties get in property? Okay. EX. Properties, get property, get int property. Property is nothing. Return the default value. Ah, okay. So it's already read. How you doing, New York? Is it written though? That's a good question. So it's reading the data, allegedly. Is it writing the data anywhere? Where do I have that? I don't know where I have that. Is it string? Tile sets, yeah. Layer things, add the maps, create the output file, and then we're writing the data. Prefix, map lengths, main maps. Wait. For m in the maps, m.tiles. Oh, right, so that's just writing the tiles, okay. Patch for last byte, tile. Wait, where's the, hang on. What does my metadata look like again? Maybe gonna jump a full-time Go coding so you can what's nice. So I had an interview the other day, or like a set of interviews the other day. I think they went well enough. I don't know. One of the languages that one of the interviewers worked in primarily was Go. Be interesting if I get the job or a job there. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, the map data. Map data. Oh, no, I do not want it. Okay. This map data. Okay, tile no, it's the metamap stuff. Okay, map meta. Metamap prefix in the I. Right. What? Current byte, pad the last value. These are all the tile values. Okay, no. Oh, this isn't actually writing anything. Okay. That's just getting all the data. Okay, here's the meta stuff. Yeah. It is... That's the health right there. Or right there. Okay. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping. So let's just see what happens if I just add a health value to, like, this table. So we're gonna add 2, or it's gonna be 2. Gonna save that. What map is it? Map 01. Do we not? Layer properties. Tile, yeah, okay, this is... I didn't have that on the layer. I had that. Oh, goodness. Maps. Main. Boards. That one. I had that on, like, the file. See, it's right here. It's on the file. When I have to process a simple movement, what is the proper order? Horizontal, vertical, or vertical, horizontal? I mean, it kind of depends. Like, if one of those needs to take priority or not. And if not, it's just up to you, I guess. Yeah. What I'm doing here is vertical, horizontal. But I mean, it would work just as well with horizontal, vertical, I think. Yeah. It all really depends kind of on the implementation a little bit too. Do both in parallel. Yeah, because that'll go well. All right, so we're just gonna get rid of that. Over here, I'm gonna reload. All right, board 01. Health is set to 0, so we're gonna set that to 2. So it'll be 3 hits. Technically. Yeah. Save that. Make that again. There we go. Okay. So it was already implemented in my what's it? My conversion tools. Is it implemented in the code? Let's find out. So we're gonna over here open this guy up, grab my controller, open up this guy. Okay, that was loud. Thank you for the follow, appreciate that. And like always, I always forget to turn on notifications for you guys so you can hear them. You should be able to hear them now. So what do I want? I want the load map, right? Load map. Let's go over here. Well, I don't actually really need that. I don't need to have a breakpoint. Yeah, I know you heard nothing. I turned it on now, so you'll hear it in the next one. Okay, so the map is all loaded. Let's see if those maps have values. So I should see a lot of 81s, I think. No, 82. 82 because I said it's 2. Eva, how you doing? Do I like Nintendo? I don't know. They're all right. You know, it's I don't have like a weird fascination for them, I guess. But you know, oh shoot. Okay, if I could hit like the same one, it actually works. It already is. Okay, so that one's already implemented. The health is already there. I don't think I ever tested that though, so I guess I don't need to touch that one. Okay, so yeah, so HP health. That's what the HLTH actually stands for, is health for the tile. That's the standard tile type. Typically, you would just have that set to 0, so they just die on the first hit. They are destroyed on the first hit. But I figured, well, why stop there? We got some data to spare, so I put that in there, I guess, a while ago. How do I do the background carefully? Specifically, I'm using the two name tables. Not name tables, pattern tables. As like a poor man's frame buffer. Yeah, MP2. It would be nice to change what the brick looks like with different health values. I agree. Yes. One thing I need to do is actually figure out the style that I want the bricks to be. So these, the style for these here is simply for debugging. I don't want them to look like this in the actual game, right? I want them to be easily distinguishable between the rows and columns. Can the bricks wield weapons? Will you use chainmail? I mean, maybe. Yeah, so far I've only got it so, like, the different brick types have different colors. Like if I go to map, this one, Bordeaux 2. So, board 2. Okay, board 2, there it goes. You'll see that there's 3 different tile colors, right? Or brick colors. This is RPG after all, not quite. There's the really light colored ones, which are the standard health tiles. There's the kind of in-betweenish that are the portal tiles, and then there's the really dark ones that are the item drop tiles. Again, these are just like for debugging. I don't want to actually keep the graphics like this because they're hard to differentiate, and the darker ones are hard to tell, you know, where they are. Yeah, well, yeah, they're the. Oh, I almost spilled my water. They're the ones that spawn the child maps. These guys. Yeah, I'm calling them the portal ones because that's like, I don't know, something easy to say. And I think I call it that in the code somewhere as well. Somewhere. I don't think everywhere. I probably should, but I don't think. That was portal. Yeah, right. Now you're thinking of portals. Yeah. So I do need to figure out some art for that because I don't like how it looks right now. I like at all. I don't like how the bricks look at all. They don't have any character to them. You can't really tell where one stops and the other begins. You can tell where the centers are, but that's about it. And then you enter. You kind of like, yeah, it's like enter dungeons. Having portals or ball teleports the other direct location. We had that bug actually. I mean, I could have like a hole on either side that like moves up and down, and if you get the ball in there, it just comes out the other end. That wouldn't be too difficult to do, I don't think, because like it would wrap around anyway, right? Yeah. But yeah, so for the health tiles, you notice that like when I hit them, and they still had some health left, nothing really happened. The ball just kind of like bounced off of you. You didn't really know what's going on there, right? So I figured when that happens and like the brick doesn't get destroyed for whatever reason, I can like jiggle the brick around a bit, right? So what I figured what I would do with that, or like, you know, shake the brick a little bit, right? So what I figure what I can do for that, the protagonist battle, yeah, is for a few frames, like maybe 4, maybe 5 frames. I don't know, not too many, because we don't want too many of these to be possible at once, right? So like maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 frames. would be the actual jiggle animation. But at the very beginning of that, I would remove the brick from the background, and I would add it as a sprite. And I would, move the coordinates of the sprite around by like a pixel or two each frame. And then when it's done moving, I would redraw it on the background and get rid of the sprite. Next is Battlefield. Yeah, I don't know how feasible that will be. My phone went off. Why is my phone going off? Probably should put this on. Congrats, your Microsoft account is what? No, jeez, I have to look at that later. But yeah, so I don't know how feasible that will be. I would need some sort of like a sprite memory management kind of thing. Where I keep track of the sprites that are active, the bricks that are active as an animation, as well as their sprite IDs, and yeah, be able to tell which ones are still there and whatnot. And I suppose I could use like the tile ID as the in use or whatever, because if what's this tile? This tile ID? It's probably next. Tile index is FF. That's actually that's part of the animation. That's pretty funny. I think it's this one down here actually. Is it that one? No. Maybe. Oops. It's either that one or this one. I think it's this one because I got some. It's backwards. Horizontal and background flip, or horizontal vertical flip. Yes, all right. So that is that one. No. So I do have a lot of sprites that I have available for that. Ignoring for now the sprite limit on a line. No. Hit a break and get research points towards a new battle tech. have a massive tech tree that means nothing. I mean, well, so I still have to figure out like progression, right? Level 2 battle, yeah. So currently, right now, I just have like a map select, basically, right? So you can kind of see a number. Can I change that color? Is it this one? Yeah. So you see that number there? That's the map number it loads, right? I don't want that in like the final game. Maybe like you enter a code and you get a map select or something like that. Nuclear missile. But yeah, so I want like some sort of map progression, right? Where you start on like map number 1, and then if you beat that map, you go on to the next one, and then the next one, and all that kind of stuff. So I could have that linear, right? Or I could pull like a Star Fox kind of thing. Star Fox level select. I need to make sure that my save search is on. There it goes. All right. Yeah, something like this, kind of, but for for Pong instead. Or not Pong. Breakout. Where like you have like the one level that you need to start at, but after you beat that level, you can choose like one of 3 levels or whatever. Yeah, and then I'd be able to like theme the levels based on like the track you take. That'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? Yeah. I also need to figure out some like power up type stuff. Now they mention like nuclear missile ball or whatever. The gimmick games is pulling you as you advance, you get breakout sort of spore. I like that idea, but that's a bit complicated. I think that's a bit complex. That's a bit of a complex idea. Yeah, a bit of a complex idea. And I suppose if I do it this way, I can like, you know, have a like a running score or whatever. So like your score is like how fast you beat the level or something like that, or how many combos or something you get. Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of want to add some sort of scoring type of thing as well, you know? Please consider GTA as well. What was the first person shooter? On the NES? Please. But yeah, like I said, I do want to put it in some sort of scoring something in there, right? Something like at the end of the level, you get, you know, X amount of points for each life that you've got left, and X amount of points for, or X amount of points deduction for like each 10 seconds or something like that you took, or something like that. And that's how the project became bloatware and got canceled. Yeah. I think there are a few other games that have like a level select, aren't there? Kind of like that. So we've got like Mega Man, obviously, right? The select which world we want to go to next. So we got the Super Mario style, where it's it's a full-on overworld. I don't think I want to do that. So it is overworld. What is this? That's not a level select. That's like Sonic sprites and things. What? Come on, show more. Help me out here. Really? Is this like... It's just like Mega Man over and over again. I thought this was something different, but no, it's Mega Man. Or Rockman, excuse me. Oh yeah, there's also the like Mario Kart, like you select the cup you want to do. You can put that as like the difficulty or whatever. Have a set of different difficulty maps. That's I just need to make sure that the safe search is on. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Again, lots of Mega Man, which, I mean, it's fine, but I want other examples, you know? You can't really even see this, can you? Secret passage, level X. Alright. Yeah, it's another overworld kind of thing. I don't really want to do an overworld. I want to see more examples of, like, the Star Fox level select. So N64 level select. It's like an overworld, and Final Fantasy has an overworld. Yeah, I don't really want to do like an overworld kind of thing. Yeah, this is GoldenEye. This is just basically, you know, the levels listed out, so you can go back and play older levels if you wanted. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, there's the can you even really, you can kind of see these. Again, the cup style, like racing cup style. Is there a GVim or Vim for Windows, or are you using it to the yes, there's one for Windows. That's the one I'm using. It's a Windows build. It uses like Cygwin as to build, but like it runs fine without it. It doesn't need it as a runtime anyway. What is this? Oh, that's like ship or whatever. Oh, here we go. See, like that's Star Fox again. But this is something like that I would want to shoot for, I think. Come on, just open image, new tab, so you can see the freaking image. So you start at one end and your goal is at the other end, right? And you progress forwards, right? Yeah, an older version of him even works in DOS. Yeah, what was that, like 6 or 7, I think, right? Nah, it's fighting games, whatever. Just a list of levels. All right, how about video game level select? Okay, here we go. Here's some, well, kind of. But is this one like just linear? Just it looked different. Slater, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, then another very, very linear one, but you can go back and play older maps. Not sure what that is. Can't complain too much. I'm looking at examples for level selects, by the way. So there's like there's not much variety with the with level select stuff. So our social media manager at work wants to build up staff's profiles of what? Like, fun fact about yourself. I hate those. I hate those. Starting numbers from 1 to 10. Listen here, you. But yeah, so it looks like they come in like 3 categories, right? There's the full-on overworld, be it like Super Mario style, or like Final Fantasy RPG style. I'm counting those as 1 for this. They're different, I understand, but they're close enough for my purposes here. So there's that. There's the Star Fox style progression, planet to planet kind of thing, where you can choose a path at any point in the progression. And then there's just like the Mega Man, pick your next world, and it just ticks off that world is done, and you're in your. Once you finish all of them, you win or something. Yeah. And I guess there's also a 4th that's just straight up linear. But you can like go back and replay all the levels. Fun fact, I have Jello coming up with facts, yeah, right? After each level you could select from 3 or so. Yeah, something like that. Like for the Star Fox. This guy right here. Oh, I have it open up here. So if you select Meteo, however you pronounce that, right? The choices you have after that one are either this map over here, Ficina, or Katina, right? These 2. You don't get the Sector Y choice at all, right? If you were to choose Sector Y first, though, after the first map, you'd either get the middle one or Aquas over here, right? And you wouldn't get this one or this map either. So yeah, so say they select this one again, right? Or after either way, like Sector Y, say they go to this one here. Then they can only progress forwards, or what I would perceive as forwards, right? Which would be either one of these 2, Solar or Sector X. They wouldn't be able to go down this road. They won't be able to go laterally, that kind of thing. Be honest with you, I'm invested in the culture of whatever company I'm working in to a certain extent, but I don't like being forced to fully. I agree. Yes, I mean, if it's there and I am welcome to, you know, give my own input for it, you know, and have it have that environment evolve naturally, that's fine. I'm all for that. But if they force you into that, if they force you into a conformity of a social conformity, no, thank you. What's the name of that one? It's got Red in it somewhere, doesn't it? Oh, I think I've actually like installed it in VM once because I thought it was funny. Etterfaust, how you doing? BFS level selection. Red Star. That was a Red Star, or is that China's? Because I think I'm not sure if China has one as well, but I have seen Red Star. Yeah, I think that one is the North Korean one. It's it's like a rebranded Red Hat or Fedora or whatever. Red Star, oh, there it is. There it is. I think I actually installed this in a VM at one point, just to out of curiosity. I didn't get very far, but you know, because I mean, everything's in Korean and I don't know Korean. But they like themed it to look like Windows XP or whatever. Because, you know, everyone knows Windows, I guess. Or Mac, or Mac. So there's that too. They do, yes. They're mostly at like universities, and they don't really have internet access. They have like intranet access. So they have their own internet in North Korea. Yeah, so like if you want a page from the ClearNet, you have to like put in a request to have it basically copied over to the intranet, and you know, that obviously that puts it through all kinds of sensor type stuff and checks and validations and all that kind of stuff. Make sure everything's kosher for consumption up there. Not only mine bitcoins because they can't print dollars on it. Maybe they tried. That's why printers are like the bane of existence. When Reddit really? I mean, that's not surprising that it went down, but I don't remember that happening. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I do know that like at one point, some of their DNS servers were exposed to the ClearNet, so we got a little bit of a peek of what the internals look like a little bit, or the internal network map kind of looked like, because you know, you could query these DNS servers and figure out the IPs they gave back and their root domains and all that kind of stuff, and from there like the child domains or whatever, the subdomains. Yeah, so that was interesting reading about. I don't remember much of it, but yeah. So I think I will go like take this route, like the Star Fox route, a little bit. Yeah, so here's one where it shows the progression that they've taken, right? Yeah. Actually, what was that other game? Hang on, there was a game on the NES that I actually started doing speedrun or a task for. I think it had something similar. What was the name of that? Air Fortress. I could have. Oh yeah, kinda. Well. All right, so this is just a linear one. Wasn't exactly what I was thinking, but I should mean DNS, not DDoS server. Yes, I meant DNS, the domain name system. Sounds fun to at least try, you know. That way you get like I don't know, a say in your fate or whatever. Yeah, so like you get a game over or whatever, you can you know, oh, that one's too hard, I'm gonna try this other one over here, or like on the start menu just say abort, you lose a life and it drops you back to that level selection. You can choose the other one. Let me play a design for one. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would need to design that a little bit more, at least on paper, to solidify how I want that, and then figure out how I want it to be managed. You know. Choose your adventure type game. Like an RPG, or like a what's it? Like a point and click? Because those actually exist on the NES. Or like visual novel, you mean? Because I've thought about that as well. Dating sim, right? Dating sim on the NES? The Epic Unknown, how you doing? Welcome. The problem with that kind of stuff, though, is they're typically very, like, art heavy. And I don't know if, like, you guys noticed, but my art's not the best. Bandersnatch. Was that a NES game? Yeah, art and story heavy. Yeah, right? The art and story. I could probably figure out, like, story stuff if I had a general idea of what I wanted to do with it. That isn't at all what I was thinking of. All right. Yeah, I don't know. You're on the edge of the universe. You do A, return home, jump to the unknown. Fictitious Commodore 64 game. So it's a game that, like, doesn't exist, but, like, does in some story universe. I was gonna do something before I was distracted. What was that? I don't remember. Oh, so I did check for the health if it was implemented. Let's check, or let's not check, but let's implement gravity. Break healthy, yeah, right? Let's go ahead and implement gravity. And you know what? I think I want to just edit these files directly. Random jobs, random children. Gravity type bool value false. Actually, I don't even need to put these guys in there, because they have a default value already here. Let me buff type is set. Enter everything. I'm not sure what I'm up to yet, the Epic Unknown. I don't use CSV. Well, I'm not really using CSVs with the NES. I am converting it. So this is the format that my mapper program Tiled uses. That's what it saves internally. And Tiled does have like an export function to export map data, but like it exports it to JSON and it's basically just the same information. And that would also require, like, having Tiled as a build dependency. And I don't want to do that, so I wrote my own little program to just parse this stuff directly, because I would have to write some sort of conversion anyway if it spat out JSON. So I might as well just read this instead, right? What the fuck? How you doing? Yes, CSV embedded in XML. Yep. But that actually kind of makes sense for what this is, right? So this right here is strictly the tile data. Everything else is in its own. It's in XML. The layers, the properties, all that stuff. But this is just like a straight list of tiles. That's all it really is. So I mean, I don't really have any problem with that. Because what else would it be? It would be a list of like XML elements and just like. Adds too many lines and too much crap to go through. This I can just like split the or I can join all the lines and then split it on the commas and I'm done. I have all my data for that map. Versus like, I don't know, making structures to unmarshal it into, and yeah, it's just nasty. What is this? I'm gonna move over here real quick. Technically, it should be rows and columns so you could tuck it. Yeah, I guess. Witchcraft! Yeah. I mean, that's like half of what I do here, isn't it? No. But I mean, like the row and column width and height are set as properties. So as long as like the data length here is just the width times the height, we're fine. No. I mean, you know, I'm not too worried about it. This is simple enough to parse and to deal with. Did I remove? I removed that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oops. People in 1985 would see this game that just was like. I mean, yeah. Probably. Or they would be like amazed at I don't know, the speed of it, I guess. How much you can see on a single screen. They'd be worried about file size. File sizes, what are that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they'd be worried about file sizes like, you know, more than 500K or whatever. And it's like, but I just installed a game that's got 50 gigs. It's a 50 gig download. I'm like, what? I think it's 2 weeks for us. Program Nest game. You can program Nest games in 9 months. Takes us 2 weeks. Yeah, right. Apparently, I need to up my game. 4 weeks in the Alright, so we're gonna make health 1 on that level because reasons. Where's a level that would be decent for health? Or not health, but gravity. We'll do this one. Screw it. Custom properties. Does this guy have any custom properties? 408. Whatever. Layer. 408. This one right here. He does not. He does not have any custom properties. All right. Fox Pro code. Hi Jojo. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. What do you mean Fox Pro? Gravity is going to be a Boolean, and yes, or as a former coworker of mine pronounced it, Boolean. I wanted to smack her every single time she said that. Like, no, that's not how you do that. The Bane. A villain for that film? What film? Oh, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh yeah. So was he the villain for that? Yeah, Boolean. It hurt when I heard that. I'm like, oh, what? Like, can you say that again? It didn't click like what she actually meant for a second. It's like, oh, you mean a Boolean, not a Boolean. No. Pauline. Pauline. All right, so we got we got gravity in there now. All right, so let's put that in on this here. We need to add that to this guy here. You can't. Oh, you can't see this. Never mind. Quit bullying me. You bully. Bullion? What? Alright, so gravity. Bool. Gravity value is global to the game. There we go. Okay. And I need to add another another print for that, another point of data. So health and m dot gravity. Hmm. Go to ASM transport. I went never. Can Go do inline if statements? Is that a thing in Go? No. I mean, there's that. Bold to ASM. What do you mean no? So yank that. Put it there. Oh, even NASA supports Go. OTC? No. Go BTC. Bringing us all. Yeah, right. Alright, so we've got gravity there now. Or gravity there now. I forget if this is part of the build process, if it'll actually rebuild it. Let's see if it does. I think it does. It does! Cool! Okay. I forgot to put it in the thing. I made the function for it and I forgot to wrap it in the function. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Rule thirds, how you doing? Let's go do quantum. We're doing quantum or something. Yeah. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Okay, so there we go. It did work. Yes, it did. I only have one of them set to use that, right? It didn't work. Map 8. Is that actually map 8? So 0 through 8. This guy is like 1 through 9, isn't it? Kind of. IDs are all screwy, but yeah. Quantum computing is really? Quantum computing is stupid. So we're not subscribing to the idea that the major world governments already have quantum computing in secret. I mean, have you seen the government do anything, like actually operate? They can't run a business and keep it in the black. What makes you think they can keep quantum computing in secret, let alone like do it? Okay, maybe NASA, but that, yeah. I mean, there's so many like conspiracy theories out there of like, you know, oh goodness, something I don't want to like say one of them and then go off on a rant about that one specifically. But there's a bunch where like, oh, XYZ did or didn't happen. And it's just a big cover up, and you know, no one talks about it, and you know, it's a big secret in the government, which is a load of BS, because the more people you have in a system, the more chance it's going to get out of that. The information is going to get out of that system. Number one, in this age, yeah, either by someone slipping or leaking information, on purpose. Okay, I'll try. Yeah. So what a government agency. Have you been to the DMV ever? Please. Go to the DMV and then after your visit, I want you to reassess their ability to organize things properly. All right. I worked on the audiobook about the first American computer, which was used to compute math for the first H-bomb. Yeah, that stuff is fascinating, by the way. Yeah, I mean, there are like government contracts out there that, you know, have things in secret, but it's not like UFO type secret or alien type secret or whatever. Because technically, UFO is an unidentified object, which a lot of things actually technically qualify for, but they're not your science fiction UFO. State and country governments. I mean, I don't want to get political, but just look at what's happening right now. My point still stands. Dave, I have no idea who that is. Government's just more spread thin. Yeah. Remember it was just a conspiracy? Yeah, remember it was just a... So, my father, way back when, before I was even even considered, before he met my mother, he used to work as a TV repairman, right? Yeah, he used to work as a TV repairman, and he'd have to do a bunch of like house calls every once in a while, right? Like sometimes he'd be put on house call duty, so he'd go to houses to fix these TVs, and that these TVs are like the big black and white tube things, right? The old school TVs they could actually repair, right? So circuit boards weren't a thing. Well, they were, but like not in consumer electronics, right? And everything was like big, not necessarily tubes, but like I guess coming off of that era, the tail end of the tube era. But yeah, so he had this one guy that whenever he went to his house, I guess I don't know, routine maintenance or something, I don't know. But yeah, he went to this one old guy's house, and this guy was convinced that the government was watching him through his TV. And my father's like, no, there's no camera in this TV. Like, you know, he opened it up, showed him the back of it. It's like, there's no government listen device in the TV. It doesn't exist. But then, like, you know, fast forward to now, and practically every TV in the store has a camera and microphone in it, and it's selling you the camera. That's like one of its main features, is camera, microphone, and an internet connection. What happened? Mika watches you. No, my father didn't say that to me. No. No, I've even recently their TV got struck by lightning. Well, not directly, but it got taken out by lightning. So they whatever happened. Yeah. They went out to get a new TV, and they asked for my input on what would be a good TV. And my father's already got a Roku, right? So I'm like, avoid the smart TVs like the plague for a slew of reasons. And I brought up that story that he's told me about this guy, about the conspiracy theories and all that kind of crap. But the one thing that really hammered it home was your Roku already does everything a smart TV will do better. Yeah, so he didn't actually end up getting a smart TV. I'm proud of him over that one. He somehow found a dumb TV to buy. Fox McCloud, how you doing? Even the spying aspect. Yeah, it's just... Have you ever read the terms of service for those TVs? It's terrifying. But then again, like, fast forward a few months, and they get a freaking Alexa. And it's like... Fix your bash script. Oh yeah, I saw you looking for help on Discord. Mike and Principal, how you doing? My bash knowledge is very minimal, so I can't really help you out there. I do apologize. I knew it was Taylor Swift. Mike and Principal, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. What were you guys working on? I'm working on, I don't know, something. Wolfman, how you doing? I'm putting, well, I had gravity in as like a compile time thing. I'm putting that in as a map thing, so. Audio drivers are down. Dinner time. Oh no. Well, enjoy dinner. Here, yeah. Enjoy dinner. Thank you again for the raid. I do appreciate that. How's the sound going on this one? Is that directed at Mike or at me? Yeah, the pay for Amazon stuff through Alexa is the stupidest thing ever. I mean, it really is. It's I don't know. It comes off as like enablement on the same level of like, I don't know, bad smoking habits and drinking habits, right? Like Amazon is enabling you to that. Not specifically to those two things, but that's what it feels like, you know? Microphones and speakers are technically the same pieces and used as one or the other in theory. In theory, yes, you are absolutely correct. And I have done that very thing. Same thing with motors too, by the way. I've done that as well because it's just a magnet and something to vibrate or move. So you send an audio signal to a motor and it sings. I found that out like, I don't know, when I was 10 or something like that. I had these oh goodness, what were they? There was this like electronic set, a floating it's an electronic set designed to be in water, which at the time didn't faze me as being strange. But thinking back on it now, I'm like, wow, that's like what? Why would you do that? And then the next question after like why would you do that now anyway is how did that actually work and not short itself out? Oh, the old conspiracy theory is so that they could listen to you through your speakers. There's still a lot of hardware you got to do with that, and I don't think you can have a dual function speaker, a single speaker that functions as both a speaker and a microphone at the same time. I did not. No. Rule thirds. My boss wanted me to do a prototype for Alexa in our service at the old job. I realized eventually Alexa sent an alert to thousands of people. Oh. The idea was to have the app open to confirm, but now you're already in the app. Yeah, like if you have to confirm in the app, why have the voice command in the first place? Yeah, you can't do both at the same time, right? Because if you tried, it'd just be like a feedback loop. Well, not really feedback loop, but it'd be too much noise from the noise you're generating. Yeah, it's either micro or speaker depending on how it's wired, right? It'd be very tough as possible. In practice, way too much noise and expensive. Yeah. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, gravity. That's in there now. I need to actually write that in the assembly. So I don't have that here yet. Map decode. Oh, I need before I decode it into something, I need somewhere to put it once it's decoded. So let's load up the e-game. There it goes. You can filter the noise since you know what the speaker is outputting. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean that any incoming sound won't be overpowered by what you're producing. Will I though? You've seen me try to enter my own commands. Good resource for learning assembly. I have to learn some for school stuff. Was a game I was getting this thing called TIS-100. Awesome game. Uses some syntax, but not sure how real that was though. Still fun. Yeah, that's more of a puzzle kind of language. The language I'm using is 6502 assembly. It's not modern assembly. It's MOS or res for resources. So the way I learned it is I legit just read a manual. Where's my window? A manual from like the 70s, 1976. This won't work for everybody. It'll work for me. Won't work for you. Might work for you. Your mileage may vary. But it's very in depth of like what all the instructions do and how they work. It doesn't really tell you like program structure and how you should like structure your program. But it tells you like the language itself. It tells you how the language itself works, right? Bring out the upper shield. How you doing, Bridgewater? Brick Sparks. How you doing? Welcome. One time, at least 20 years ago, I was watching a tech support type show on PBS, and they read a report by teachers saying they were able to use headsets as mics in a pinch. In case it's low budget, it's always I mean, it does work. Yeah, I mean they're not designed for it, so they're crap mics. But yeah, it does work. Yeah. And it's real in that it's working assembly programming language, but it doesn't match an old computer architecture. Yeah, so that's really what it is. It doesn't match an architecture at all, a real world architecture. It does help you to start thinking in that way. And to be fair, I started with TIS-100. That's like one of the. That's not what I wanted to do. There it goes. And I know you can't see this. Give me a second. There we go. So I have actually played this game. I haven't finished it because of reasons. Yeah, so this architecture doesn't really exist anywhere else other than this game. But the ideas are similar. They're not directly transferable, but it gets you thinking kind of in the right mindset, I guess, right? Yeah, it's very simplified assembly. It's a lot fewer commands. There's no such thing as, like, addressing mode. Because each command only has, like, one addressing mode, basically. This is the last map, by the way. The last puzzle I was doing. And the top one is what you're supposed to output. The bottom one's what I actually output. It was sideways. When this happened, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come back to this later. Close the game and never start it again. I have several portions of games made during jams and several others on paper. I have one game idea I'd like to focus on, but it has a multiplayer core, which frightens me in terms of releasing something like that. Is there any specific aspect of that? Just a 9-degree error. Well, yeah, because it's how lines are drawn, right? So they're drawn easily horizontally, but difficult. You can't really draw them vertically without drawing just one dot at a time. Yeah, I honestly just haven't like gone back to it a second time. I need to. I really should, but yeah. Be a top-down 1v1 PvP arena. All right. My first exposure to symbols. Really? I've known real machine languages with only 4 instructions. Really? That's not. I think you've mentioned that before, haven't you? Probably. That's another one I didn't finish, but. So yeah, so there's TIS-100. There's also a few other games by Zachtronics. Exapunks is one. Let's see, what's Shenzhen. Those are the main programming ones. So Shenzhen came out first. Shenzhen IO. This one like takes TIS-100 and goes to the next level. So instead of just doing the programming, the assembly, you're also placing chips and wiring the chips, which is actually kind of cool. If I can, there you go. Oh, there you go. There's a good example. So you place out a bunch of chips and you wire them, and then you actually program them. to do what you want to do. It's also got a solitaire game to do what you want to do, or well, not what you want to do, what the tests down here do. Again, it helps you think in like the assembly mindset. It isn't proper assembly, but it does help you start thinking that way, right? And then there's exapunks, and again the same sort of idea. Do I have any that actually shows the code? Yeah, here we go. Same sort of idea. Not quite real assembly, but yeah. Genos, how you doing? All he is move. Yeah, right. What do you think of mixing C and assembly for consoles like the NES, Mega Drive, etc.? For the older systems, well, I can't really speak for Mega Drive because I haven't written anything for it. But for the NES, I wouldn't mix at all because C brings in a bunch of overhead that needs to be accounted for. Because the processor wasn't really designed to run code the way C expects things to be run. Does that make any sense? Yeah, so you have to like have a C stack somewhere that's different from the processor stack, and a bunch of other stuff that I honestly am not too well informed on because I don't want to bother with it. So, yeah. So we must have had players on all the time or some sort of community. It's just something that this will be my first commercial release. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really done anything like that myself, you know. So I don't know if I have any useful advice for you there. I do apologize. TI Explorer, Lisp, and microcode, but also any other machine in that line. TI Explorer. TI Explorer. That doesn't sound familiar, actually. Can I? The Lisp machine. Oh, here we go. I guess this is the machine you meant. Goodness, look at that. Oh man, that's all point-to-point wiring, isn't that? Wire wrapped. Oh. Goodness gracious. I have to use assembly. Not sure if I need to port it all or not. Oh, are you writing like the same thing for multiple consoles? Is that what you mean? In that case, it might be easier to write it in C, especially if you're trying to write the same thing for the NES and the Mega Drive, because the Mega Drive, I believe, is like the 68K, isn't it? Yeah, Mega Drive is the Motorola 68000. Which is a different chip architecture entirely. So you'd have to, well, write everything from the ground up if it was in assembly. See, that makes you lisp. Yeah. Go for 4th plus ASM for retrograde development across platforms before C plus ASM. Large because 4th is a better fit for resource-constrained environments. I don't know 4th, so I wouldn't know on that. I don't know. It's one of the things I've told myself I should learn, but the counter machine, is that what this is? Oh my goodness. Look at the bevel on that screen. Holy crap. This thing's a beast. Is that a hammer? Why is there a hammer on if it stops working, you take the hammer to it or whatever? Is that there to threaten the machine? As the move command on like the x86 has the MOV or the load store like to push, push, branch, set, start call, push, finish call, branch, increment. Operating system used virtual memory to provide a large address space. Memory management was done with a garbage collection? Really? All code shared a single address space. All data objects are stored with tag in memory, so that the type could be determined at runtime. Multiple execution threads were supported. Really? When was this thing made? What's the date of this? All right, 80s. All right. Was multi-threading like a thing in the 80s? I don't know. Of course, for the development of AI, of course. I think Lisp invented garbage collections. I'd believe you after reading that. Goodness. No one of the Bevels the 3600. If you have to write an assembly plus make it work on different instruction sets, porting it, you may want to consider going the Zork route using a VM like the Z machine. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, I mean you'll need to write the VM for each system, but once you do that, it would be like a one-time thing, as long as that system could handle the VM, right? RTTI GC threads 90 days. Yeah, right. Way before my time, that's for sure. Yeah, what was I? Garbage collection was literally invented for Lisp. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. Yeah. Basically, you'd only have to port the VM instead of the entire program. Yes, which is feasible for some types of games, like Zork, for instance. That's a text-based game, right? It's not a graphics-heavy game. It's not really a timing-heavy game. So like the VM for that would be runnable on lower end machines, right? Like in theory, like I would think anyway that given enough space for the ROM and everything like that, it would run just fine on an NES if it was ported. Hang on. Now I'm curious. PDP-10, Atari 8 at the Atari 8-bit. Which one is this? Oh, the 8-bit family. All right. Commodore, CPM, TRS-80, IBM PC, Apple, Amiga, Amstrad, Macintosh, Atari ST, MS-DOS, NEC PC, PlayStation, MS. I thought that was the calculator for a second. I actually saw one of these at the RetroCon I went to a while back. But if it's on the C64, that means that in theory anyway, the NES hardware could handle it. I think all the actual compilers for all that stuff have been lost, unfortunately, but virtually anything that had an implementation of the Zork VM. Yeah. Yeah. The classic Colossal Cave adventure out at MIT, and the natural language processing group basically said, meh, we can do better. I don't think I've heard of Colossal Cave. What would happen if we put a 68K in the NES? It wouldn't work. Yeah. I mean, if you were to somehow magically drop in a 68K core where the 6502 is, it'd complicate things immensely. I'm pretty sure that does it have like a different bus size? 68,000. Yeah, 40 years ago. Yeah, architecture. Oh yeah, different bus size. Interrupts. Interrupt levels. This doesn't have those. Permitted 256 32-bit vectors. The NES has 3. NES cartridges with a 68K? I mean, I guess, but 60K, how do you pronounce that? 68K8 or something like that? Is that on here? This guy. 1632 microprocessor with an 8-bit external bus, as well as a smaller address bus. They were difficult to lay out on a circuit board and needed a lot of supporting circuitry. Yeah. 68 Kate. Okay. Except for the smaller data and address buses, the 68 Kate behaved identically to the 68K, had the same internal organization and microarchitecture. Okay. So 70,000 transistors, kind of speed of between 8 and 10 megahertz. Well, the NES is at like what, 3? I think. Original version, 48-pin dual line package. Yeah. Dual inline package, DIP. And had a 20-bit address bus allowing to use 1 megabyte of memory. Later version came on a 52-pin classic leaded chip carrier. 22-bit address and could support 4 megabytes of RAM. Goodness gracious. Very few computer systems use that processor. The Sinclair used it. Have I seen these? I don't know if I was not expecting that. I was not expecting the picture of a train coming through a wall. Yeah, there's a train that fell from a station. It's an elevated train, I guess. The end of a line station, and I guess it just didn't stop. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I got distracted enough. Right. So we want a gravity setting somewhere, right? 3 of them technically. So we want one for the main map. The child maps, that needs to be in that data somewhere in RAM. And the current loaded map, whatever that may be. So we can check it every frame easily, right? Yeah. So game current gravity. Res 1. The implementation is going well with Chastel. Yeah, it's going. It's going. All right. So game current gravity. That is the gravity value for the currently loaded map, either main or child. This one is going to be main map or gravity main map. That's 1. Gravity setting for the currently loaded main map. Internet rewards productivity confirmed. Right? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Right, so I have like 8 bytes, I think, after every single child map that I can use for whatever. So let's reset this real quick. Over to 7, like that. Hit that one, hit it and fall out. So it loads it. The next one, do the same thing. And let's do the next one. Same thing. I'm just going to be loading up all the maps here so they're all in memory. Or not all of them anyway, but that's probably about enough. They do online these. Why not? Listen here, you. But yeah, programming without the internet access these days? No, thank you. Only reserved to the gods. I haven't actually used Stack Overflow very much for assembly programming. I think I did, or I looked up how to do some RNG stuff. Specifically for 6502 code. I think that's the only thing that I didn't figure out myself. You can recycle overflow by looping 256 PHP commands down the 6502. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think so. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the map data that is loaded into RAM now, into work RAM. There we go. So we got a bunch of maps right there. And you'll notice that there is a bunch of zeros at the very end, if you can read that, of each map. Oh, those are actually zeros. These are all unused. Everything before that is a tile, but these guys are all unused. That's just the way it lined up, and I do have it all aligning correctly. You know, I don't have them packed in really tight. No, please no. So yeah, so I can use one of these for gravity, I guess. Yeah. And I suppose while I'm here, I can add in not just the gravity but the other things as well, right? The random children, random drops. Only use one PHP command. Yeah. Isn't that like the push processor status or something like that? Right? I forget. I never use it, so I don't remember where it is. Yeah. Push the processor status. I never have a reason to use that, so. Yeah. So. I could probably put all this stuff in a single byte, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can put all this into a single byte, so I'm not, like, you know, adding more and more bytes to my map size, the compressed map size. Push flags, yeah. Because otherwise, with each of these 1-bit essentially pieces of data, I'm adding an entire byte. You know, 7 bits of waste on each of them. Beck. Yeah, so let's do I have a flags? No, okay. Flags equals m.health. And we're oring on gravity, but that gravity is shifted 7 times to be the first bit. And oring on another one. ASM m dot random children over by 6. branches create equal. Branch equivalent is very important. And we're gonna also OR on bool to ASM m dot random drops. And that's gonna be shifted over 5 times. Sorting, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a mix of Golang and assembly tonight. But how you doing? Alright. So we're gonna get rid of this guy here. Come back over here. No, come back over here. Remake it and watch it break. It broke. Unexpected comma. On line 133. Why do I have the comma there? Actually, why is that there? That shouldn't have been there. Broke it first try. All right. So now looking, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong. Am I shifting it over too many? Like, does this need to be shifted over by 6? Where's 6? There's 6. And then this one by 5. That's not a 5, that's a 5. And then this one by, like, 4. Is that what needs to happen? Nothing changed. Percent 0.08 B frags. ASM string confirmed. All of them are 0. They shouldn't be 0. None of them should be 0. Health. Gravity. T? I think it's T. Pushes to play one. No. No. Not capital T. Just lowercase t. Alright. Rando children T and rando drops T. I forgot to put them in the thing. M dot health, M dot gravity, M dot rando children, M dot and dumb. Drops. Maybe it will. It will. It absolutely will. Everything's false. Why are they all false? Is gravity not parsed in? Gravity's never parsed in. Ever. These two are, though. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Got? I'm gonna assume that means you gotta go. But thank you for stopping by, Rule Thirds. Appreciate it. That says NPCs? What? Marilyn Rando. The NPC name. Alright, so now that we have that actually being parsed. Dat Sparrow, how you doing? Okay, still doesn't work. What? Why isn't it what? Load. Wait. Map 8. It puts what? Huh? Hang on. Wait, that's decimal, not... It put something there. What did it put there? 64 is like, what, 20? Hex. Random drops? Great. What do you, I'm working on my breakout game. This is a terrible map to show it. Let me bring up another one. This is a good one. There it goes. Yeah, so I'm working on a break. Okay, maybe this is the best map to show it on because I've got health on those bricks. 8. That's not a good map either. The first map is fine. Oh, 40. You're right. 32 is 20. But yeah, so I'm working on a breakout game on the NES, entirely in assembly. The Golang you see are for tools that help me produce the data. Looking for a glitch now. Listen here, you. There's a glitch. There, do you see that? Apparently that tile doesn't exist. Apparently this tile just does not exist. The tool should also be in 6502. Okay, so I guess that tile was never removed from the screen. Probably because 2 tiles were removed on the same frame, and I only have enough room to remove 1 from the screen at a time. I'll have to change that, I guess. The demo effect, yeah, right. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to have a look at the code, it's on GitHub. In fact, I haven't. Hang on. I haven't checked this in a little while. Well, that's not bad actually. This is the only stuff I've worked on today. That's good. Well, minus the image things, but don't worry about those. Yeah, it's open source. Audio lag? Uh-oh. Is it me or is it you? But yeah, so I've got it's all today on GitHub. Please fix that glitch, right? What was I doing? Oh right, why did it come back as yeah, false, false, false. But it's coming up in decimal. Yeah, so it's coming up with decimal 64, which is 40, which is rando children. It should be instead 80, but it's not even coming up as having something there. So why is there a value there in the first place? Because Those are the child boards. Okay. Because there are more child boards than there are main boards at this point. There's like 16 child boards. There's 8 main boards. I was looking at the wrong one. All right, so it looks like I had it right the first time. The offsets. The shifting anyway. If I can find, there it is. So this is going to be 7. Oops. Then 6. And 5. No, 5. Like that. I shouldn't need this anymore. Probably 64 bits. Thank you for the bit, Shoujo. Do appreciate that. 64 bits. All right, so now let's try this again. There we go. 128. You know what? Let's actually see that these are flags now, and not just the health. Let's put this in binary notation. That's going to need a pound. No, not a pound. A actual percent sign. Which needs to be escape, so it's a 1%. There we go. Thank you for the 16 bits, Akamaffin. One more 64-bit better. Alright, so where's the... There it is, map 1. Has the health of 1? Yeah, okay, I did change it. Alright, yeah. Has the health of 1. Okay. So I don't need this stuff. And can I... Thank you for the 48 bits, Akamaffin. Did I have to get you up to 64? Nice. Is this like something I can do? Can I cast that to integer? No. Convert. I can't do that. Is there a way to just convert between the two? It's literally what I already have. This is what I already have. Yep. Alright then. So the thing that I thought was being hacky and dumb is what everyone else is doing too. So okay. That notation does not exist. Interface. Like if I try, I'll try. That's a C# notation, isn't it? Watch. Invalid character. Yeah. So no. So I don't look about going so much hacky stuff. Well, I don't know. I still like it. I saved 8 bits in the wrong place. So yeah, some ease of use, yeah. Okay. So map 8 has gravity. Let's... No, I didn't actually implement any of that. It's in the map format. So now I need to go over to map decode, not data. Decode. And for the loading the map, this guy here, I need to check for those. So... Is there a health, something or other? Brick health. That's writing map data. I want to code that though. Load the start health value. Here we go. Is this just that's child map? Hang on. Well, no, okay, that's load map better, I guess. All right, never mind. Slight noise, man. No, just enough to complain. Bryce, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. How's your day going? Alright, well, the health value then still in temp Z. Why always doing that temp Z? What is this? Value offset, data offset into. Oh, this is setting up loading the actual map stuff, I guess. Maybe. We're going all right. Yeah. What must convert, Bryce? Watching a Rocket League stream. I have never played that game. Looks, I don't know, weird to me. Cars playing soccer? Like what? League of Machinists. I mean, programmers. No, don't go. Don't listen to JoJo. Okay, so I need some sort of temp value somewhere. Actually, no, it just puts it in temp Z, and I do something with it later. So I don't need to do anything here. Akamaffin! Jojo, thank you for giving Akamaffin a tier 1 sub for his 6th month. Do appreciate that. Go to don't actually exist here, but I mean, you know. 1, 2, 3, what? Gifted 123 gift subs. Thank you, Jojo, for that. Make sure you get a screenshot, right? Save that, put it in frame it, put it on your wall. Feel complete. Do I not? Where do I save this stuff? Where else is temp Z used? It's used in the actual loading of everything. So, what I need to do after this JSR, it has all the flags in temp Z. Get the flags and write just the health to this. There it goes. Vavasaur, how you doing? The gift that keeps giving. Yeah. All right. So this one, load that up. We're gonna we're just gonna check the top bit. So it's branch plus there. No grav. Like that. Otherwise, we are in the child map. Load up temp Z. Branch. What's the other one? What is the other one that it sets? I need to bit these. Well, no, I need to bit it here. Right? What's... and bit that. Then I can have a look at this. N flag and the V flag. V is overflow. Right? BVC, yes. Okay. BVC, if it's clear, no... What is that the second one was? Rando children. But if it's already a child map, it's a decent chance it's not going to have any children. So for now, I'm not going to have that decoded. And I am going to swap the order of these flags. So random drops and then random children. The children aren't going to have children. How about that? Yeah. Then we need to load up temp Z and it with not 7F, because that's a few too many bits. 1F. Yeah, 1F. Store that back into temp Z. At least the random ones. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna copy that, paste it there, and here, all right, we're not gonna be bidding actually. We're just gonna be loading that up, temp Z, ending it with 2 or 20 rather, right? Yes. Branch equal over to no rando children. Okay. So the grav is going to be stored in gravity main map. Actually, what's the gravity setting? 4. You know what? I will put the actual gravity value here. And if it's 0, it's no gravity. Going against Twitch TOS. Yeah. And we're gonna do something similar. Yank for the child map up here. But that's not gonna be going there. Instead, address pointer at Y, but what's that offset? Shoot. No, come on, give me that. I have no idea. There. Offset 48. I don't use Y anywhere else for anything, do I? I do, but I loaded. Well, yeah, okay. I set it before I need it, so it's just only local stuff. So that's fine. Okay, so I can do that there. Diop, how you doing? Welcome. Am I in the 70s? Kind of. Going back to 76 technically, I think, for this one. I think this is technically 76, right? Yeah, this one's 1976. I'm writing assembly for the NES though, the Nintendo. It's just, that's some delay. That is some stream delay right there. that's an impressive level of delay. Maybe we should have like a VCR filter on my stream or something like that, yeah. So you get that full experience of it. Hey, Trixon, how you doing? That's a 1080p, Jeff. All right, so this should put the data in the thing. Yeah, so that should load the data where it's supposed to go. Apply gravity. This needs to do that, and I need to do that. Okay, apply gravity. Gravity value. Load up the this. Branch not equal to over here. If it's equal, we're just gonna RTS. We're not doing gravity if it's equal. Video encoding happens on 6.2. That's why the delay is so long. What if someone would stream live but store that live feed for 10 years? Only after that would it be available to be viewed live. That seems like a troll, honestly. Alright, so we're not subtracting the gravity value here. We are instead subtracting the, well, hang on. That value. Oh, no, it's okay. Now, when I load this stuff up and switch to the maps, I need to actually set that variable, this one right here. This one right here, because that's not actually set when the map is loaded with this stuff over here. This loads it up either in the workgram block next to the child map, or down here, the gravity main map, right? Right, gravity main map. So at the top here, somewhere where things are initialized, draw load map and draw current map. I think it'd be this one. Read the main current map from draw to the screen. Done. Alright, so at the beginning here, we're just going to load it manually. Store that into that. Yank it. No. Duplicate action. This here. Do you know how to get the status bar in Vim that only has the mode and the line number? Like this, or removing a lot of the stuff? I'm not sure. I don't know. Or you just broadcast that as live TV and fly 10 light years from where you were to view it live. Well, then you get like general relativity in that mix, and that's just weird. Things happen weird there. I can't see my status bar because no, I've actually got a where's my desk cam? I've actually got a black bar on my status bar. That's only in Windows, or in OBS. So if I hide that, this is a thing in OBS. So this is the whole window for Vim, right? Why Lightline? Lightline? This is just vanilla GVim. One of the Japanese movies from 1919. No, I'm not sure that's how that works. What is the all in the default bar? All? Probably like the whole file? Yeah. If it's this right here, it means it's displaying the whole file. Because that's the percentage of the file that you've scrolled down to. See, now scroll down to the bottom. But if I go all the way up, it's top. But if there's nothing in the file, it's all. Or if it's, you know, just a few lines, where I don't have to really scroll to anything. No. And this value right here is the row and then column that you're on. And that changes to, or no, selection is down. It's on my keyboard cam that you can't see. But it shows the, where's my, this cam. It shows the number of selected characters down here. Trying out NeoVim. I haven't tried NeoVim. Okay, good. I didn't break it. Gotta go. All right, Jojo. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Okay. So I don't really know how NeoVim differs from Vanilla Vim. But with improvements. What kind of improvements? All right. So the do collide has things like not that one. Duplicate action. I need this guy. Here it goes. Very small improvements. What kind of? Like I said, what kind of improvements though? Okay, I want to spawn. This one loads the child map. Draw the map. Okay, and then here's all the loading up of the settings. Okay. Just a load child map. Load child map. Load child map. Oh, that just loads the map from. Oh, jeez. Okay. You know what? We're gonna. No, because that's only if it needs to if it needs to load it. If it's already loaded in RAM, it's not gonna reload the. Okay. Where is this used? It's not, is it? It was dead code. No child map. Okay. Health test. You get multiple config languages. You can use plain Vim scripts. 30% less lines of code than Vim. Cool API for plugins. So that's all stuff that I don't actually use in Vim. I don't use plugins. I have a very minimal vimrc. The main reason for that, by the way, is because this isn't the only machine that I use Vim on. I use it in all kinds of places. A lot of servers I use it on. And I don't want to be like hauling around my vimrc everywhere, right? I want to be able to use just vanilla Vim. And as far as like integration with IDEs, there's a little shortcut I'm going to use here. I'm going to open one of these. I actually mean to open up Visual Studio this time. I don't know if it was called V, right? So I have a plugin in Visual Studio that brings in Vim bindings to Visual Studio. Oh, you can't really see anything there. Yeah. So I mean, I've already got that, like the integration. But it's native Vim. How native? I mean that also reads my my vimrc, and whatnot. It works fine for me. Works well for me. There's no exit. There's no way out. Okay, so load child map. Does this? It leaves address pointer as is, doesn't it? Like it doesn't. Does it change that? I don't know if it does. Right map data. It does. I can use the same end config as my Vim config. Yeah. Let's just have to quit instead. Kill V. Alright, so this is changing this pointer. At the end of that... Wait a minute, that means that this isn't pointing to the right spot. What if I just load 0 there? Because after everything's incremented and done, this should point to the end of the map. Right? Let's add gravity to a child map. To 12. Let's put it on 12. Child boards, 12, custom properties, gravity. Save. And let's save that one too. Alright. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it doesn't work. It broke the background code somehow. How did it break the background code? What? And something is not quite right. Can't put my finger on it, but I don't think it's entirely correct. Yeah, system always work. Yeah, it broke. All right. Does it at least have gravity? Yes. It has the gravity. It has the gravity, but it broke everything else. Like, literally everything else. Okay, it's fine here. Did I put gravity on this? I think I put gravity on this map, right? Yes, this map should have gravity. And it does. When I go into the new map, okay. So I go in. I broke the boost. I didn't re-enable the boost. And as soon as it goes to the child map, everything breaks. Probably because that right. I didn't save something. That's all that was. Yeah, we're gonna break on that. Load child map, and we're gonna break there. Address pointer 0 is at 8030 because that's the beginning of a row, isn't it? No. That stuff hadn't been touched yet. It didn't read or write the data. The writing the data is the one that actually increments all the things. Like so. So this needs to actually be something different, doesn't it? Boy, that's... hang on. 80... Wait a minute. 8330 is PRG space. Because that's where it's supposed to be loading from. Oh my goodness. Nintendo 64 development. Looking for an Ultra 64 board. I already have an SGI IREX. I actually kind of want one of the ROM cards for the N64. I haven't just spent the money for it yet, really. I have one for the NES. This guy here. I know it says Barbie on it. You just gotta trust me that it's not actually Barbie. But yeah, so I do have one for the NES. I need to get one for the Nintendo for the 64. I do have one. I do have a 64. It's off screen somewhere. But one processor called Kenny. Kenny. All right, so that's just straight up wrong. Because that's the load address, not the right address. See? Load up a point of the map's metadata, the data we're looking for, not where we're writing it. Yeah. So this stuff needs to happen after this. Because this right here is loading up. No. Child map addresses. Yes, because this is the index into RAM. Yes. Okay, that's the index into RAM. And that's what I expect here, and this does need to be, what did I say, 48, right? Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Come on. 4, and then 8. It's not a ROM cart. It's not a ROM cart? C64 drive card, and I'll just have a close order to catch up. He hasn't opened. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Octanes and some Origin 3 hardware. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, the Ultra 64. Isn't that I don't want to say knockoff, but a reproduction. Yeah. Non-officially licensed Nintendo 64, basically. All right, so let's try this again. For here, right there, reload that. My breakpoint's probably gonna be the wrong spot now. In fact, I know it is. I don't know where that is either. It's the gravity thing. It's 60-30. That doesn't really sound right. Because I should be hitting it at... I should be getting it here. 6048. Because that's hex 48, not decimal 48. There's a difference. The dev board used by making insert. Oh, okay. Insert into this into the computer. Oh, yes. Now, okay. Yeah. That's one of the hardest development boards to find, and extremely rare. When you find it, it will cost a lot of money. Right, okay. Alright, now I remember now. Alright, let's try this again. There we go! Alright, now I need to re-enable the boost. So loading up game current gravity. Branch not equal over there. RTS. Oh, you know what? I don't clear this thing out. This value. 3D Code Warrior, how you doing? Welcome. I mean, I could use an emulator on my computer, but what's the point? You know, I get that. I really do. Yeah, there's something different about using the actual hardware that they used back in the day. Unfortunately for the NES, that means like getting a breadboard and some EEPROMs chips and a solder iron. So I haven't gone that far with the NES. But for consoles a little bit newer than that, yeah. It is something, you know, that's a bit different about doing it the way they did it back then, you know. I do have a project planned. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to get around to doing it, but I do have a project that I do want to do. That 3D Cool. Thank you for the 64 bits. Appreciate that. That is basically something very similar. My friend's got a TRS-80 color computer. He doesn't have any peripherals with it other than a tape drive. So he has no cartridges, no tapes with programs on them, just the system and the basic ROM that's embedded in it. So I want to see if I can bootstrap like an assembler and like a coding environment on the machine using nothing but what's available to me. So I'm still in the planning stage of that. I don't know if I'll actually get around to it, but I have started to plan out at a high level what I want to do, I think. But I need to learn the assembly language for that computer. We'll see if I actually get around to it. I might. I don't know. Alright, so if there's no grav, load 0. And store that. Well, yeah. There we go. Still looking for, I'm still hoping of 64 and Amiga ASM shit maybe next year. I can't promise anything. Alright. God, it's not even that late. It's only like 9 o'clock. Why am I yawning already? Alright, gravity. No grav. Load up 0. There we go. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, I've now that you mentioned that it's a dev kit, I do actually know what you're talking about. Don't know what else I've seen an image of it though. Yeah, the Andy, silicon something or other, right? Silicon Graphics, that's what it is. Yeah. Interesting piece of hardware. Now, is that basically like a full-blown N64 on a expansion board for this machine? Was it? Instead of a real computer, yeah. Nightblade, how you doing? Thank you for the follow, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually in one or two N64 dev discords. I haven't really participated at all because that's not something I'm doing right now. The N64 dev, but I have poked around a little bit with it. I haven't actually gone in depth to start writing anything or plan anything out, but I have, you know, looked around a little bit. Okay. Yes, it mentions Dvorak, so you don't have to. I think that's even like a screenshot of my yeah, it's a screenshot of the Windows keyboard layout thing. Now, all right, so I need to test this with going between gravity, no gravity. So one side will be no gravity, the other side will be with gravity. Save, minimize that, right over here. You insert the board like a graphics card and then plug in a joystick thing that's the outside of the end of the way to the eye. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so it's basically like an N64 on an expansion card, right? And this one. All right. So main map has gravity. Child map does. Uh-oh. Okay, so that one should not have gravity, but it does anyway, because that's this board, and as you can see, this board does not have any custom properties on it, so it should be 0. Go over here. Yeah, 0. They're all zeros. Current gravity is 4. That should not be 4. 3 to gravity. Okay. Yeah, I mean that'd be a neat system to do stuff for. For a moment, I thought you meant that the side of the level would have gravity while the other wouldn't. And I was like, no. So it's the spawn bricks. They go to either no gravity worlds or no gravity boards or gravity boards. Yeah. All right. So this guy, where's this guy? Go to location. This is in load child map. So yeah. Well, that's correct so far. Find occurrences. There's only one place it's called from. And I never actually write the value. That's one thing I didn't do, is write the value. You know, gravity zone, anti-gravity zone. That would be an interesting idea, but I don't want to have to implement that. Except it's easier. Yeah, because there's like an order of magnitude fewer vertices, isn't there? But weirder. Yeah, it's Nintendo, so of course it's gonna be weirder. Come on. Action. Dubric action. Dubric action, come on. There it is. Dubric action, and I want the action spawn. Load child map. Update the child ID of the brick. Okay, we don't want to do that yet. Instead, here, address pointer 0 is going to be something, right? And Y is going to be something. Let's just put that in there and break on it. Action spawn. Break on that guy. $140 weird though. The real reason is because modern graphics APIs are more low level than it. Really? Huh. I would have thought it would have been the other way around. Alright, I want disassembly view. And step Y is 0, address pointer 0 is 6550, which isn't really correct. Because that's down here. That's at the next one. Oh. So why does it do that? I mean, it clears them out. So I want to subtract a few. Multi-mathematician. Modern if you can do this. Well, math is not my strong point. So these should always line up with the boundaries, right? So we got on here. Where's the group labels? No. If you look up credit palette, no credit stuff. Map child addresses. 60F0. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, 60F0. It does not line up with the pages. So I have to worry about that. What if I relied on that? No. I wouldn't be able to, shoot. Listen here, you. It's Office U40. Why I gotta bring this up, Hackmaffin? Why gotta do this to me? Hexaroctal, yeah, right. So I need to, given that this address pointer, I need to subtract 8 from it, so I can get the address of the gravity. Address pointer 0. Set the carry. Subtract carry 8. Store that back into address pointer 0. Load up pointer 0 plus 1. Subtract 0. Oops. Store. That's the rollover. He's the type of person who calculated by making a program and his factors. I mean, maybe. Deedle, how you doing? I didn't say hi to you. I don't know why. I must have missed your name, but hello. Hello, hello. I didn't mean to miss you. I do apologize. If it's not time for content, why am I here? Hello, hello. Hello. Alright, then load up Y to be 0, because it probably is already 0, but we want to make sure. It already is 0. Or no, we don't know it is. We always want to make sure it is. And then store that into game current gravity. So now we should have gravity properly loading. In theory. Yeah, let's see it break. Yeah, it will. Gravity's there. And is not there. Good. Okay. What about over here? Shoot. This one's supposed to have gravity. Okay. Some didn't quite work right. It's not supposed to be 0 in the first place, but alright. I guess I did do it for the returning to the main map. I'm excited we just snagged a Wacom drawing tablet from the office of nice! 27-inch Cintiq. Ooh! 800 bucks. Not bad. Yeah, those things are usually like 3 arms and a leg, aren't they? Alright, 60E8. Is that correct? It doesn't sound correct. I don't know. It is correct. But the value isn't there. Did I put the value there? 12. I did. Okay. Okay, it's set there. Retail for 3,500. Ooh. Used ones usually go for 15. Oh, you got a pretty good deal then. Nice. All right, so the data is correct. The data in ROM is correct. For some reason, that's not transitioning correctly to RAM. So this byte right here should be a 1. So should this one. But neither one of them are a 1. I did not have IRC bridging in my Discord, no. The zeros are the wrong ones. Yeah. They absolutely are the wrong ones. Alright, so it should be... Let's go down to here. A is 4. We have gravity. So it hit the grav. Okay, it's reading it correctly. 6048. Is that the correct address? Maybe. It is, but it's overwritten. The map isn't written yet. The map is not written yet. But this stuff right here is written at the end. Somewhere, isn't it? But that's all written for some reason. Read tile, write data. $80 is the tile count. Come on. But that's not really the tile count. The tile count's like 72, isn't it? Cause we got what? What's the dimensions of these stupid things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 12. Psychic Space Cow, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yes, that's like 72. I'm not sure really why I'm going to 80 there, because I don't need to, you know? Where's it? There, I just passed it. I wasn't thinking NC4 3D programming was hard until I looked at the API. Then it looked really simple. Gustavo, how you doing? I don't have a command for that one. Okay. 5 again. Okay, well that's the wrong. I need 04, not 41, which is over here. Why is it looking at that one? Because address pointer. Because it's looking at the beginning of the row. I guess. Right? Yeah. Maybe. Red tile. I'm gonna bit increment data index, reset bit count. Up the current data byte. A is what am I checking against A? Where am I ever checking A? I'm not. I'm just loading that into Y. Okay, so the load map doesn't actually care about the width, the dimensions of the map. It just needs to know how many tiles to the code. It uses address pointer 1. Write date, I guess, is using address pointer 0. Yeah, write date is using address pointer 0. Loaded next is about next read. Write the first byte increment. Write the first value. All these values are written though, and it's pointed to the first one. Yeah, it's pointing to 6040. Because I subtracted 8. I subtracted 8 literally right here. So it wrote that one. And that's where it was, that's where it had ended. I subtracted 8 because it went all the way to the end there. I don't need to subtract 8 anymore. Because it's not going all the way to the end anymore. So gravity would have been like... Actually, gravity should be like really, really heavy, shouldn't it? Yeah, gravity is like stupid heavy there. And it doesn't reload it on the main map. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I shouldn't be subtracting 8 anymore. Dead Bave. Dead code. It's going to be hard if you don't know C, linear algebra, and graphics programming concepts anyways. Yeah, the honestly, the algebra stuff is what I struggle on. A lot. I should have paid more attention in school. Anything else depending on that value having gone all the way to the start in the next... I don't think so, no. No. Because the start of the next map is loaded from a lookup table. That's loaded from down here. Oh, and we want... So there's one where it's coming out of the child map and... check wall collide. Going down. Return to main. Here we go. This is what we want. Return to main. Needs to load up the... this value. And store that into... this value. Okay. So now if we go over to 8 again. Undo these. This one should not have gravity. It does not. And we should have gravity again. We do. And this one should also have gravity. We do. Good. Gravity again. Good. I'm gonna go back to the first one more time. And no gravity, right? Uh-oh. Well, at least my boost code works. This guy should not have any gravity. But he does. Oh, is that because... hang on. This needs to be in draw, not load. Oh, good. I've already got the... okay, that's fine. Well, let's load up 72 here. Because when we first load this up, we are looking at the very beginning, or 70... well, not 72. The very beginning of the map in RAM. Right, so we're looking at 6,000. Yeah, we want to be looking at hex 48 for the actual gravity value. Because that was only loading the gravity when it loaded the map into RAM. Oh, Roman, how you doing? This is 6502 assembly for the NES. So let's go ahead and load up that guy, and no gravity, good. No gravity. No gravity, good. A little backwards there, diap. And I just noticed that it's not displaying the boost thing anymore, and it's not actually. Oh, it's not refilling. Well, it is refilling the boost. All right, never mind. Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm just an idiot. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, good. And boost doesn't work if there is no gravity. I don't think it should be refilling though if there's also no gravity. Boost pool. Load up game current gravity branch on equal to over there, because we're just not going to touch it. Yeah, collision's working for now. I don't know much about the difference between assembly languages. Can you tell me why you chose 6502 over the MIPS? It's simple. 6502 is what the NES runs on. So I'm writing for the old school Nintendo. The same system that's got this cartridge, right? And this system uses a modified 6502 processor. So yeah. I think they're both RISC. Are they? Is 6502 considered a RISC? RISC processor anyway. It's not in the manual. Oops. 6502. I mean, I guess technically. But RISC didn't really exist back then, so yeah, 6501 was short-lived. Spiritual ancestor of the RISC, yeah. Yeah, I'll take that one. I mean, it's a reduced instruction set, but reduced from what, right? This came out like the same time, roughly, as the 8080, the x86 instruction set, give or take. Oh no, this was before that, wasn't it? When was the 8080? No, this is produced in the. Oh no, 74. What's the date on this guy? 76? I mean, so I guess they're around the same time. Yeah. What's the difference between the two assembly languages besides one is specific to the NAS? So it's not that the assembly is necessarily different. It's that the architecture, the chip architecture is different. MIPS has MIPS, any modern assembly language architecture has a handful of registers, right? So MIPS architecture. Do I have like a no instructions? No, can you yeah, okay, so MIPS architecture, 32 general purpose and 32 floating point registers. The NES, the 6502, has 3 total registers. One of them an accumulator, and 2 index registers. So that's like the first difference. Another difference would be the addressing space. So MIPS is at least 32. It's 64 now. The 6502 is 8-bit, so it can only address what's it? 64,000 roughly bytes of memory. Like 32K of memory. Which isn't very much at all. Yeah, the 6502 is a lot simpler to understand because there's a lot less going on. Trying to install Gen 2 on a Nintendo 64, never been done before, I think. You say that, but I'm sure someone out there has tried. I wouldn't be surprised if Bridgewater has tried, honestly, if he's still here. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he runs Gen 2 on as his main OS. The background. Oh yeah. The animation thing. Thank you. I actually did that. I was able to do that in a single stream, where I thought that was gonna take like forever, right? Because it's like a complex-ish thing going on or whatever. Single stream. Something I thought would be simple. Collision, bouncing. 2 months so far. It's still not perfect. I still have some weird bounces going on in there every once in a while. But yeah, I still need. I'm still not really happy with that animation specifically, but there's a framework there now where I just need to change basically one file, the actual animation itself. I don't have to worry about anything else. So in order to change that, I would just change basically the animation file. This is a different one, yeah, this has the entire animation in it. So I would just animate something new, and then just rebuild, and everything would work fine. Not in, okay, all right. Well, I mean, it was worth asking. It was worth asking. I forget, what did I just fix? What did I just change? Oh yeah. Oh. Yet. Yeah. Add the yet in there. You gotta know. Not yet. One of these days. Okay. Okay, it's not adding the boost back. Added it there. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think I want that to carry over into the child maps there. All right. Then if I go over here, the boost happened when it was moved, when it was on the paddle, on the launch, it used the boost. So your complications are the amount of address space and the amount of instructions going in at once. It's been so long I just remember. So there's only like one instruction that can happen at a time on the NES. There's no such thing as cores or threading really on the NES. I mean, unless you want to get fancy with like interrupts, but that requires special hardware. Yeah, no threading whatsoever on the NES. Everything is very linear. Everything runs in the order you tell it to run in. Unless, of course, you get some IRQ stuff in there, but then again, it's still running in the order you define for the IRQs. That's really on a NES. That's not going to work too well, I don't think. Well, there wouldn't be really anything to emulate at that point. I don't know. Because, like... yeah, how would that actually, like, work on a higher level? SNES, that's different. That's... I'm not sure I'd call that, like, on the NES, to be fair. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't necessarily call it on the NES. The NES is just like an interface that passes through controller input. I imagine it would look something like making a big NES and putting a normal one. Like out of Lego or something like that. Just make a big NES out of Legos and just putting a smaller one inside of it. Alright, those members exist at the... what? That does more than just a mapper, right? The mapper doesn't do all the logic of the game. Alright? Nest to nest, if you will. Well, yeah, it has multiplication, but that isn't like doing all of the logic for like enemy AI or whatever. It's not keeping track of all that stuff. It's just, you know, helper functions, if you will. The 6502 core is still doing all of the computation. It's still the central point in the system. Whereas with the SNES thing, it was just a pass-through device. Right, so launching the ball. Button A. It's only checked in 2 places. Cool. Ah, okay. So if we check the init state, there we go. Branch not equal, not init. Init. Like that. How about that? How similar to your programming is it how similar to your programming is it to other electronics, like a toilet paper machine you see in bathrooms? What kind of programming do you do for it? I'm actually in between jobs right now. I had an interview yesterday that hopefully pans out. We'll see. But this being similar to like modern day stuff, not so much. As far as embedded things, that's usually ARM now. I would like to do Go programming for work, you know. There's a good chance everything's ARM. Well, not everything, but mostly ARM, right? For embedded things. As for older embedded stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 6502. They're still being made, the 6502 chips. Granted, they're not the same flavor that they were back then. They're I think, what are they, like CMOS now? NMOS? CMOS? One of the two. I forget which came first. And they do have some additional instructions. Yeah, and no more of the undefined instructions, really. Kind of. Yeah. Jesus. Why am I yawning so much? I shouldn't be this tired this early. Cobalt. Yeah, it was a 6-hour interview. So it's a mega interview comprised of like 5 smaller interviews. Cobalt. But yeah, so it was an interesting day. Met with a bunch of people, bunch of different teams doing different things. One of them was like a sequel team. Another one was like, all right, design like an elevator system using objects and things. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was interesting. No. Okay, good. It doesn't remove the boost when I start it, but it does if I hit it afterwards. That's good. Okay. Remove the definition of class. I mean, it's up to you. But that doesn't. I'm not sure that really helps, but thanks, I guess. All right, so now that I've got that actually working, make sure it's built, we're gonna commit some stuff. Oh, make file. What's E? Waves E. So I actually need to add waves E.asprite to the a sprite to Git because I forgot to, and the build broke on Travis. So good code coming. Really? Is that what that stands for? You sure about that? No such file directory. All right, commit. Add add the missing waves not a sprite file. Okay. So now convert map, game maps, and main. Okay, I was making sure I didn't leave anything in before, leave anything that I didn't want in there. There you go. Convert map, game maps, and convert map main. Emote lang. I mean, I think that exists out there. I'm sure it does. I'm certain someone's done that already. All right. Add game.asm. And I also need the map decode as well as the two map files. Map decode, maps, child boards. That one. Thank you, Windows. Oh, never mind. That was me. Maps. Main boards. All right. I have a little question. Cybermage, how you doing? Sorry, it's a little hard to read on the contrast for my chat program. Little question. Why don't you do this in C, but in Golang? Is there any key difference between these languages? I really enjoy it. So I'm not actually writing the game in C, or in Golang rather. I'm writing the game in straight assembly. My utilities are in C. So the game maps and the main Go, these are utilities to convert the map data from this program's native format into assembly code for me. Not that file. So this is the native format for my map editing program. I didn't write this program, by the way. And this right here is the format that's actually embedded in the ROM. It actually goes on the cartridge. And this is all in assembly. And I'm just using the Golang, this stuff up here, to convert between the two, or from one to the other. It's a one-way conversion, not two-way. And then to actually decode this data, it is all in assembly. That's all this stuff over here. That's what that's what this is over here. As for why I'm not using C at all, really, I'm not coding in C for the NES. You can, but there's some overhead there, and it kind of goes against why I learned assembly in the first place for the machine. Yeah, because I don't have a reason to convert back to the other maps. You know. Like the maps won't be edited in the assembly format, right? Like that's a non-mutable format. It's immutable. It's not gonna change. This is static. Well, static. Once it's in this format, it doesn't change. So I have no reason to convert it back. No reason. I mean, if I was reverse engineering a different game, that'd be a different story. But port games to Dendy. But Dendy's just like different timings, isn't it? Yeah, no worries, Server Mage. But yeah, Dendy's just like different timings, right? Or does it have some other stuff in it that I'm not aware of? I don't want to think about the timings. Alright, so implement per map gravity. Okay. So this the map conversion utility now reads a board specific property of Boolean property of gravity, and writes that to, why is this line so long? Vim, what gives? Freaking 76, I think it is for Git, right? There it goes. And writes that to the ASM output as the output is combined with the health and random flags into a single byte in the map format. Definitely had to follow. Oh, thank you. Interesting to see streams like this out there. Thank you for the good wishes on the interviews. It's rough. This is I'm going on my 3rd month of in between jobs. It's tough. They shouldn't be turned off. I replayed it for you. Oh, that's 20 minutes ago. Actually, what are you talking about? How you doing? What's the ideal kind of job I'm looking for? The ideal kind of job? Something software dev, something back-end. Aside from that, I'm open to pretty much anything. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. It's a perfect date. Oh, go live. Got it. Do you have notifications turned on Discord? Because I add everyone on Discord when I go live. Hard naming. How you doing? What level am I looking at for software development? Mid tier. That makes any sense? I'm not exactly entry level, but I'm not exactly like senior level either. You know. So somewhere mid tier. Which, like, doesn't exist, apparently. So that's fun. How long have I been in the career space? In this field? 4 years. Professionally. Yeah. Called COBOL higher tier. Yeah. I should really, like, brush up on my COBOL, you know? Maybe I'll do some of that on stream one night. Yeah. Alright, so when a map is loaded, the correct gravity value is loaded into 0 page. If the gravity value is 0, No, gravity is applied, and boosts are disabled. Both using and replenishing. Any good suggestions where to study algorithms, data structures, courses, books, etc.? I don't have any good recommendations, but someone in chat might be able to help you out. Or Discord. Over there. Alright. Oops. Yes, I've seen it. Did I study computer science in college? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I was not very happy with my education there. I'm going to save this for later, actually. I don't have it. Okay. What happened? Oh. Oh. This is nifty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to this later. Absolutely. I actually have a follow another coding interview thing next week. That specifically is going to be about like shoot, what did they say it was going to be? Dealing with like not statistics, but probability. So math. It's gonna be fun. So they didn't want API. Yeah, like for me anyway. I mean, I've ranted on this for a few times, but like for me, like the first class, the intro class or whatever, was like, here's an integer, here's a string, here's how to compare them and change them, here's how to add them, here's a for loop. Cool, fine, whatever. That was in QBasic, whatever. Then we went to Java. Here's an integer, here's a string, here's a for loop. It's like, I already know this. We don't need to spend 4 weeks on this crap. Then PHP happened. Here's a string, here's an integer, here's a for. Then C# happened. Here's a class. What does that mean? Objects? What is that? Huh? Hang on. I learned what an object was on the final. Like it actually clicked what object-oriented stuff meant during my final exam for that class. It clicked. I'm like, wait a minute, this makes so much more sense now. The teacher couldn't teach worth anything. Yeah, I mean, it was very haphazard. It was very bad, honestly. Because yeah, you're jumping around between all kinds of different languages, and you're not getting far in any language. You're not learning any framework, any style of coding, anything that you use in a real job, like Agile or any of the other whatevers that I still haven't had the opportunity to work with yet, because I've been in small companies so far, and none of them knew what those words even meant. Have not even used IDEs, I swear. Yeah, well, even with IDEs, that's like a language-specific thing many times, you know? Like if you're doing C#, it's going to be in Visual Studio. And even if it's like on Linux, it's going to be in Visual Studio Code now, right? But if you're doing something in Java, you're going to be using one of the 2 Java IDEs. Period. You're not writing Java in Notepad. Ain't going to happen. Yeah, I mean there are ones that don't necessarily have a de facto IDE like Go is one of them. I mean, there are IDEs out there for Go, or that implement syntax highlighting and IntelliSense and all that for Go. I think Visual Studio Code even does that. But it's not like, required for Go. Whereas for like Java and C#, they kind of are required to use their IDEs or whatever. Yeah. APIs and frameworks change very quickly. I'd say it's more important to learn general programming than any specific one of those, but it would be nice to get past the basics, maybe learn how to use. Yes, absolutely. And figuring out like what to look for in an API or framework, right? Like we did no API programming whatsoever. Like we didn't learn what REST meant or SOAP. I think those terms might have been thrown around briefly, but they weren't taught. Yeah, post versus get. I don't think those were even gone over in the PHP class. I don't remember much of that one, except that I was basically the teacher's assistant in that one. So at this time, I already knew how to program at this point, right? I had taught myself before college. I had taught myself in high school. Originally with BASIC on the TI-80 whatever calculator, the graphing calculator. And then after that, I taught myself PHP and Perl, I think, at this point, before I went to school for it. So there was two classes, a PHP class and a MySQL class. And the way that they wanted it set up, Perl, was they wanted the MySQL class a semester before the PHP class. Well, I gaffed something up, and I didn't do that. I wanted to take them both in the same semester, right? And they didn't want me. They weren't going to let me. And I'm like, but I already know PHP. I'm not asking to skip the MySQL class or the PHP class or whatever. I just want to have them at the same time. That's all I really want. And they're like, all right, well, like, prove you know PHP. Just prove it. I'm like, all right, I will. So I sent over a massive plugin that I wrote for an open source project in PHP. And they're like, oh, well, damn. All right, I guess you can take both of them at the same time. And so we went into that PHP class, and that was another one of those, like, this is a string, this is a freaking for loop or whatever. And the teacher knew that I knew PHP. So, like, my job in the class was basically to help everyone else figure out the assignment. And he always gave me, like, the harder things to do. Like, here's the assignment for the class, but you have to do that and this other crap tacked onto it. That was a good teacher, though. I like that guy. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. But yeah, like half of my classes were crap. The other half, or half my teachers rather, didn't know what was going on. But the other half of my teachers were they actually knew what they were doing. Is that like a memory in a branch? Yes, actually, kinda. I'm still salty at that school though for all kinds of crap. I've ranted about it on stream. I'm sure you can find them in the VODs. If you want to watch the 100 or so VODs I have so far on YouTube. Yeah, I only new stuff. So sometimes ended up helping others after clicking. Yeah. And kind of official though. Yeah, there was only like official in that one class. So the first programming class, the like intro to programming class there, that we all had to take, because like, you know, my freshman year, the first semester kind of thing. ZXC, how you doing? Welcome. Just dropping to let you know that I have a quesadilla and you didn't. Thank you for that. Now I'm hungry. But yeah, so like the first like programming class was Magic Kyle, how you doing? Was Q Basic or Quick Basic, and like the assignments were ungodly easy, especially with someone with a programming back. Let me rephrase. They were very easy to someone that knew what programming was, and at least had one language under the belt, right? So very simple stuff like program flow, the numbers and strings and all that kind of crap, and iterating through data, that kind of stuff, right? Very, very simple stuff, all written in a DOS editor because of course it was. Anyway, I played Wolf 3D every day for most of the class. Thank you for the follow and the host. How you doing? Yeah, so I would hammer out the assignment in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, print it out because we had to print it out for this class, and then I'd fire up Wolfenstein 3D and play that the entire day, the entire rest of the class. And there were people in that class. It was like a 3-hour class that were still struggling with the assignment at the end of that day, you know, at the end of each day. At a startup, no, I don't think I want to either, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to work at it. I've worked at startup-like places, and they're crap. Yeah. But yeah, so it was just like baffling to me that some people like either just didn't care, or like they didn't like get they couldn't wrap their heads around very basic, or what I perceived as very basic concepts. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Yeah, this was a night class, so like at this point I don't think I had a part-time job, or if I did, it was at night or something like that, right? Yeah, something like that. I forget exactly. But I remember one day I slept through half a class. Like I woke up in my apartment halfway through class. Mind you, class started at like 5 p.m. Yeah. Anyway, so I showed up late, and the teacher didn't even care. He's like, "Yeah, whatever, just get everything done." I'm like, "All right, cool." I still finished in like 5-10 minutes, and again played Wolfenstein 3D for the rest of class. So my computer basically at around 8 years old. Wow, and kept going from there. So a lot of these college courses are just trivial. Yes, I've been there. Mia, how you doing? I'm stalling. Is what I'm doing. I was not mean to Bryce. Jojo was mean to Bryce. Real Thirst, thank you for the 15 bits. Appreciate that. Being the study programming in high school. I didn't actually study it in high school. I taught myself in high school because my high school was crap. I was not being mean to Bryce. It was JoJo. Because you deserve it this time. Teaching yourself saying, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it does give you a massive head start that like I taught myself because I was really interested in it. It's Nyato Arrow. Nyato Arrow? How you doing? Welcome. I'm doing alright. How you doing? You chanted this. You chanted being nicer now. That is all JoJo again. That is JoJo's fault. Sorry, JoJo, you're going under the bus on this one. High schools are way behind the time. I do not disagree. Yeah. Just like Kimochi now. What are you? His oh, you're they meant like his apprentice, but no, I see where you're going now. What am I making? I am stalling right now. But my main project is actually a breakout game on the NES. So this is the game here. Yeah, it's got gravity in it because of reasons. Let's see if I can. There it goes. But it's like Breakout mixed with Inception, kind of, where some of the tiles, like you just saw, brings me to a smaller map, and that other tile is only cleared if I clear this map here. See, it's still there. But yeah, so I'm making this. I'm making this on the Nintendo, all from scratch, all in assembly. Hands for JoJo channel saying I have I saw that channel. I didn't know that's why she made it, but that's funny now. I thought it was something along the lines of the whole eyes thing where you were making an eye collage. I thought it was something similar to that, but I see now. I think I like Cat even more now. But yeah, so this isn't my first game on. I need to fix that. My first game on the NES. I'm gonna see if I can fix that now. Actually, this is my second game. My first game is that one. Audio and video sync. About a minute of lag. Wow. Safely. Why you gotta do this to me? Why you have to punish me for JoJo's actions? What? Oh, okay. I didn't see the subtitle on that, JoJo. Is Bunge a great? Bunge? I'm not sure what you mean there. You're gonna have to clarify. I don't have Pepe's. I have a paperclip. Okay, sure. Sure. Alright, so the boost. I want to boost the ball. So here. If I'm going up. No, it's if I'm going down, actually, right? Hang on, let's... This is something I can easily reproduce. Bye again. Alright, JoJo, you take care. I'm not sure if I'll still be around when you get back, but, you know. I'll do 7. Because that's... That doesn't have gravity on it. Okay, we need to add gravity to a map that's got next to nothing on it. 5. 5 will work, and I'll make all these guys the drops, so it doesn't go to it doesn't spawn another board. And gravity is gonna be yes. Save that. Five. I said 5. Okay, there we go. And bam. So that's what I don't want to happen. Where it boosts down like that, right? Boost the ball. Okay. So we have gravity. Cool. Load the boost pool. Decrement that. Fit the direction. We are going down. Yes, we're traveling down. So we're going to set the carry. Load the ball speed. 0, 34, and 0. Okay, so maybe it's... Oh, alright. Subtract F0. 44. Wait a minute. Ah, jeez. Oh, okay, weird. Load that up. Set the carry. Subtract. It cleared the carry, so it rolled over to 44. And subtracting the speed. Okay. So if this happens, I need to subtract that speed, the negative speed, from 0 and reverse the direction. Is Bungie a good studio to work at? I have no idea. I've never worked at Bungie. All I would know is hearsay and rumor, so I'm not a good source for that. Yeah. All right. So if if this is minus at the end of that, yeah, negative. If it's negative, we need to flip. Wait. Wait, that's what's happening right here. Hang on. It's minus. Handle the underflow. Load A, set the carry. Subtract it, load that, subtract 0. That ain't right. That ain't right. Yeah, it's still only 16, yeah. Do I need to learn C++? It'll certainly help. I'm not in the game industry, though. I haven't ever been in the game industry, so I don't know any specifics on that one. My guess is learning either Unity or Unreal, because that'll certainly help you. And you will need to go to college for that. Well, not for that specifically, but a college degree absolutely helps. Yeah. Bonafide, how you doing? Bonafide Beast, welcome, welcome. Before Microsoft bought them. Yeah. All right, so my underflow is just wrong. Yeah. Yeah, so what I need to be doing is not adding negative 16 or negative whatever to 0. I just need to be subtracting for 0. Load 0. Set the carry. I'm gonna put plus 0 on the end of these, just so it's explicit. Is that at least getting, like, the right value for that? So before it was, what, 44? $44. Wait. That one is technically positive. 44 is technically positive. If you subtract negative value from 0, it becomes positive, but the same value. But this isn't actually negative. Technically. Neither of these are technically negative. Change the sign. Yeah, it's not that simple here, unfortunately. When and where did I learn C++ simply? About a year ago, a little more than a year ago. I started learning it off stream, and then when some things broke pretty funnily, or pretty amusingly, I continued on stream, and here I am now. See, I taught myself assembly, just like just about every other language I know, and I did that by reading a manual from 1976. And I actually started transposing this, because this is like OCR'd, right? So it's scanned in, and then it was like an automatic image to text stuff. So there's misspellings and all that kind of crap all through this, especially in some of the charts and the diagrams and things. So I began to like transpose a bunch of this and like type it out, and that actually helped me, like, you know, I can understand what I was reading, really, because it made me actually like read and comprehend and actually pay attention to what I was reading. I got up to like chapter 3, I think, of the transposing. Yeah, kind of. I'm not logged in there. So originally this was all on my internal server, but the other day I actually bought that one. I actually did start putting it up on a public-facing one. Can I just get the freaking? There it goes. Yeah, so I have started putting this up in like a wiki format anyway. This is just a straight I want to say transposing, but that's not really it. I don't think. I'm just like straight copying this, retyping pretty much everything, mainly for, like, I don't know, my own benefit. But yeah, I've only gone up to chapter 4 so far. I haven't done 5 through 11, which are non-indexing addressing techniques, index registers and addressing concepts, index register instructions, stack processing, reset and interrupt considerations, shift and memory modify instructions, and peripheral programming. Peripheral programming, yeah. Use of read, modify, write instruction for keyboard encoding. Oh, yeah, so I had never gone over this stuff. Your data center, yeah, my data center. That consists of currently 1 server machine right now, because I cannot afford the electricity for more. I have later revision I use for my... Really? My cloud, yeah. All the cloud really is just somebody else's computer. But yeah, so I for some of the earlier diagrams, I actually redrew them. No, not necessarily drew them, but yeah, I did little graphics for them. There, I'm keeping like the same style throughout the whole thing, but just like recreating the same thing pretty much, right? But just like, you know, colorful and nicer. I guess we had the internet, now we have the same thing, but called the cloud. Yeah. Someone else's computer doesn't sound as good as the cloud. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, yeah. You know what? I'll figure this crap out later. Yeah. Because this is really going to be like a difference kind of thing. And then add the difference to... yeah. I'll figure it out eventually. But I'm getting tired. I'm getting a little hungry. So I need to get going. Don't go nowhere yet though. Let's see if there's anybody we can say hi to. Joe's server, aka the cloud. From the Debozan. How you doing? Debozan. I found the 6502.txt file on NestDev super helpful. Yeah, I didn't use that one. I just straight up used documentation from Moss, the guys that designed the chip. Yeah, these guys designed the chip, so I figured, you know, if anybody knew anything about it, then it'd be these guys. They don't even say cloud anymore, they say platform, which can be really confusing. No. Alright, let's see. Who can we go say hi to? Python and Chill. We might go say hi to this guy. He's been live for 18 minutes. Alright. So he's probably gonna be on for a little while. Alright. Make sure that, like... excuse me. Yeah. I don't think I've ever rated this person. So, yeah, come with me to say hi. I should be back on Thursday. No single screen rip mobile socks. Yeah, I should be back on Thursday doing something similar to this. I don't know, working on some of the stuff. Details will be in Discord. It's also changed to 76. Uh-oh. Yeah, details will be in Discord. I don't know if we're having a movie night this weekend. We might. I don't know. Who knows? Alright, I'm using the second edition too. Look at that. Thank you guys for stopping by. I will see you guys next time. Come say hi with me. Yeah. See you next time.